Well, hello everyone, Dan Hurd with Dan Hurd Prospecting here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. I'm here in the California desert. I'm here with Jason from Mount Baker Mining and Metals and Mine Operator, two other YouTube channels. They have taken me to one of their gold mines in the California desert to help me find some California gold. I am so excited, so wish me luck, and I hope you enjoy. And this isn't placer gold we're dealing with today, it's hard rock gold, and we're going underground to find it. Down there. Now the plan today is to go down to the 45-foot level. This mine goes way down underground, but we're going down to the 45-foot level, and we're hoping to get a 1-ton sample out of the mine today, gold-bearing quartz, of course, and then take it back to the mill site, process it, and see what kind of gold it has in it. That's the general plan for today, but there might be some, little other prospects along the way as well. And once we've dug the 1 ton from below, it'll be all loaded into the special ore cart that they have down there, winched all the way up here, and dumped into the big dump trailer, which we'll then take back to the mill site. Here comes the skip up.
Stop, stop, all stop.
Pretty broken up quartz, huh?
Yes. So we're going down the main shaft right now. I will have to take these sunglasses off in a second because it's about to get dark. And the main shaft here is inclined at, about 50, 60 degrees, like that, something like that. And it's following the seam, the gold-bearing quartz seam, all the way down. We're not gonna do any work up here in the main shaft. We're gonna get down to the 45-foot level and work down there. And they guarantee me I will be finding California gold today. As we come by, we see one little gap into where we will be working. As they pull out the ore from the main seam here, they make these little holes in. And when we get down to 45 level, we'll be following that seam out. And near the end of it, I think is where we'll be digging. How you doing, Ev?
Great.
Great. And here we are, coming out on the landing.
Did you guys put these stones in?
We had material in this level up to probably chin height.
At least here, yeah.
Yeah, almost chest height in some areas. We had to crawl through. It's as if a fire had happened in the mine, and whoever had stoked out all the material ended up leaving the material here. Maybe their workings were destroyed.
Gary's coming down the track.
And the material was good stuff, you were saying?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Material had gold in it, so that's a good thing.
Both cleaning up and mining at the same time.
We were reclaiming a mine and getting a little bit of gold from it too.
That's the way to go. So Jason's over there talking very technical stuff about mining. If you'd like to learn more of the technicals about this mine, definitely check out Mount Baker Mining and Metals channel, where he'll have all of the technicals. I'm just here to find some shiny gold. This drift that they're creating is following the seam. The quartz seam was at about a 50-degree angle here, and thus the tunnel itself is at a 50-degree angle, because they're not taking out any extra material that they don't have to. They only want to be taking out the gold-bearing material. So that's why you have to sort of walk with a bit of a lisp here, because everything is tilted at the same angle as the vein itself. Down in this mine, there's a lot of critters that are down here. They have to do a snake check before they go down to get the rattlesnakes out, and the mice and whatnot down in here bring out all sorts of, cactus and debris from above and deposit it down here, where we have to watch out for it. And if you look just in front of us here, you can see where they stopped mucking out the bottom of the shaft, or the drift, and that's the material that they were digging out before, and that's where they're moving forward to. Oh, is that some of the cactus?
Yeah, don't eat that.
Don't eat that, okay.
Yeah, just friendly tip.
And don't sit on it.
Right.
Oh yeah, this will stick in you really good. The vein in this mine pinches and swells, and you can see how there's alteration in the footwall here. We've taken our channel sample from footwall to here. We got a 1/10 ounce to the ton at this location here, and we've ran a small bulk sample and confirmed it. But we want to figure out if we can high grade, because here you can see how soft the vein is. This is where the majority of the gold is at this location in the vein structure. On the footwall, everything is, for the most part, we call it sugar quartz. It literally looks like sugar. A few hard quartz pieces that come out without much effort. And then we get usually into some base metal material on the hanging wall,
Okay.
the lighter material.
So if Dan's gonna go pan a sample, he wants to get this stuff right in the footwall.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If he scooped this up right now and took a pan, that would show some nice color.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for today.
Dan's looking for California gold today.
I want shiny.
First ever California gold.
We get wire gold here too. We get it, we call it coarse pieces, but they're not bigger than 30 mesh. So we're excited to see 30 mesh here.
I understand completely, yes.
Yeah.
But most of it's super fine. I would say half of our gold is smaller than 200 mesh, and the other half is above. So.
Okay,
All right.
I'm starting to dig. So here's a close-up of the ore. Often in a place like this, those little pockets of iron, rusted out iron, is where the gold hides as well. Gold is usually found with iron in quartz, and often in a place like this, the gold will be in those little iron pockets. I say often because that's not always the case. They do say here that they don't ever see the free milled gold, so they don't see visible gold when they break the quartz open, but they see it when they mill it and pan it. I really hope that's a piece I see in the camera right now, but I highly doubt it is. Okay, they tell me, they guarantee me that there'll be gold here, but there is a spot down below that has even better grades. So to start with, I'm gonna take a bucket from right here, and it's fairly easy digging. This stuff just breaks up basically by hand. We're gonna take this up top, we're gonna crush it all down. They've got a little mill up top, and pan it out and see what we can find for gold here. And then, if we don't find great gold, we might go try the other spot. And they got a bucket for me there, and we'll see what we can do. Now I am mostly working the footwall of the vein here. That's the downward side of the vein, and that's because they say that they've found better values in the footwall, the downward side, than the hanging wall, the upward side. So I'm grabbing mostly this half of the vein right now, though they will want to take the whole vein at some point when they do their evaluation to see what the mine actually holds. They'll take the whole thing. They'll probably even take some of the host rock on both sides, because often gold will leach out away from the vein into the host rock, and then they'll get a good idea of what the overall deposit is. Because I'm just looking for shiny today, I'm going for the high grade stuff, and they're okay with me doing this. They've actually suggested I just take the footwall area. And there's enough dust being kicked off this right now. I think it's time to put the respirator on. This should make really good audio for the video. Still too much dust in the air to take it off. Well, there we go. There's one full bucket, and that's not a regular sized bucket either. That's a bit bigger than a regular sized bucket. So we are happy to call that full of the material we want. I cleared out this section right here. It was about half the vein just on the footwall. Pulled all of it out there, scooped it all out. The hanging wall here is still ready to go. Oop, let's not make more dust. I don't have my mask on right now. Hopefully they're right with the fact that the footwall has higher grades, and I should be able to find some gold in that. Now to carry it up the ladder. So the plan was for me to dig my own material, bucket it all up, and carry it up the ladder all the way out myself. But I'm gonna wimp out today and get Skip to take it all the way up. Skip. The skip to take it all the way up.
There's a track skip too. We got bucket skips, and the bucket skips will usually ride a wooden rail like a ladder up, but it won't be on track. This is on track, and we have a strap rail, so it'd be a track skip.
A track skip. Perfect. And that means I don't have to carry all the way up that ladder this very heavy bucket. I know, kind of wimping out, but hey, that's what it is. We were just waiting for the people that are down below to get back up so we can bring the skip back down. You never bring the skip down when there's people below it, just in case. So while they're waiting for that, let's have a look at what I dug. And now all the dust is gone. So here's the footwall material. It's kind of a brown irony material. The hanging wall material is mostly a white quartz. And then in between the two, there's a section that's yellow, which is like an oxidized iron or a diluted iron of some sort. And that's mostly the material I took. Though some of this stuff farther up sure looks yummy. Yum. There's something interesting looking in this pocket. My eyes are so bad these days, I have to rely on camera to pick things up, but there's definitely something interesting looking. Probably just an oxidized piece of iron, but kind of yellow.
Oh, stop.
Get her centered. Like we've done this before.
Voiceman, Harry, you're clear to raise, and I'll call your stop. 10-4, coming up.
Beautiful.
What was that? Jump. Does it look okay on that end? Yeah, we're good on our end. How's the cable looking there? Keep going again. We don't need you counting to 9 instead of 9.5.
That's low. Right there. Right there. Okay. Nice looking stuff. Oh, you got a big bucket.
Yes, sir.
Holy moly.
Let's go see what you got.
Excellent.
Nice.
Look at this. They've got the panning station already set up for me. This is service.
So we have a little pressure here to take this down and power it on.
This little crusher isn't a little flail mill like you've seen on my channel before. It's an orbital crusher. It's got a cylinder that is an eccentric and it vibrates around. It moves around as it spins. And that creates a bigger and then smaller gap between the wall and it. As the rocks go in, the gap gets bigger, the rock falls in, then the gap gets smaller and it crushes it. So a little bit different technology, same result. Had to put the hat back on to keep the sun off my ears.
So we did crush it down to 8 minus. We could go more to liberate more gold, but if there's any big pieces in there, well, we'd like to keep them nice and big. If we get any that are still attached to quartz, that would be awesome. And this should be enough to actually liberate, enough to keep us happy. And to get an initial idea, we're just gonna take 1 handful worth, put it in the pan, and see what 1 handful has in it.
So there we are. For 1 handful of material, there's, I don't know, what is that, 10 specks of gold in there? That is not bad. Can't wait to do a full pan.
Okay, looks like we have 2 buckets of crush here. I'm going to fill up the pan once, get a nice full pan, and see what a nice full pan produces. Again, we're not looking for actual assay results here. We are just looking to get some shiny. So We're not too worried about how far we've crushed it, how quick I pan, how much I overload a pan, all that kind of stuff. We just want to see some California shiny. There we are. I would say that's pretty much a full plan. 7/8 of the way full. Here we go. Let's see what we get. With such a coarse grind on this, with such coarse crush, we probably have about 10% liberation here, which means I will only get about 10% of the gold out of this. If we crushed it more, finer, we would get even more gold. And we might even keep these, the tailings from panning here, and do that and see what it gets. Might not be on video. This might be stuff that we take home for future videos. I don't know. Today, I just want to see some California gold. Oh yeah, baby. There be gold there. There be gold. There we are, a full-blown line of gold from the California desert. Hard rock gold, baby. Hard rock gold. So I'm gonna do one more pan of this material here, and then I'm gonna take the remainder and run it through the crusher one more time, make it finer, and see if there's any sort of better liberation. Liberation meaning, you know, freeing up the gold from the quartz better. So in about half a pan, we got about half as much gold. So very, very similar results in the second pan. I'm gonna go check with the guys and see if this machine can actually crush finer than the 1/8 inch. And if so, I'm gonna step it up a notch and see what the third pan will hold. So the guys are down in the mine right now. I can't really ask questions. And it looks like the crusher needs some tools to adjust how fine it crushes. So what I'm instead gonna do is I'm gonna sift out a bunch to 20 mesh. I'm gonna do a pan full of 20 mesh and see how much gold's in that. That'll give us sort of the same idea of what it would have if we crushed it down to 20 mesh. Well, there we have a pan, 3/4 full of 20 mesh minus, 20 minus. Let's see what it has for gold. 20 minus is very hard to pan because it's all so uniformly small. It locks up in the pan very easily. Even with the odd, 1/4 inch rock that spilled over the edge of the classifier in there to stir it up. So much of this material, the same size, locks up in the pan very easily. See it yet?
See it right there. It's above us.
Evan is learning how to fly the drone, and he's doing a fabulous job of it.
So the guys just told me they're bringing up the ore cart right now, the skip, and the first ore dump's about to happen. They're getting a lot of material, like 1 ton from below. Oh yeah, 10 times more gold. Definitely the crush needs to be finer to liberate more. There's a lot there. Let's get the close-up. So in a second I'll try to get it all in one spot, but there you go. A quick swoosh and that's what's exposed. There we go. There's the gold from 1 full pan, well, about 3/4 of a pan, classified down to 20 minus. There's the gold all dried out. That's a pretty good haul for 1 pan. If you're wondering what all the noise is in the background, in order for them to be down below working, they have to have big fans giving them fresh air. They have a generator running 110 volt down so they can use some power tools. And I think they also have a big compressor going in the back right now. So there's lots of machinery running here. And that's why I have to kind of yell at the camera, because it's really loud out here. Okay, we got some gold in the pan.
Yes, we do.
What do you think of it?
Well, right here, these tiny little specks on the left side, we consider that coarse gold.
Nice.
We actually got a tiny little, yep, that's coarse.
Yeah, that's the coarse stuff.
Now this fine stuff right here, to us, that's normal.
Okay.
That right here, we smile when we see that.
Nice.
And how much material did you classify to get that?
This pan was about 3/4 of an inch, or 3/4 full of 20 minus material.
Okay.
I sifted it down because the crush was kind of coarse.
Yep, that's typical. Perfect.
Okay, Jason, I took 1 bucket out of the mine. You took like 4,000 buckets worth.
We've been busy.
What's your plans with all that material?
Well, it sounds like we're going to take it down and run it through their mill here tomorrow and see how much gold we got. But if you remember that spot where Dan was working that was real purple, we found a whole big old seam of that we got. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we got some really nice gold we're going to see on their table in their mill tomorrow.
Excellent. That will not be on my channel. If you want to see that result, you got to check out Jason at Mountain Baker Mining and Metals. Wow, you guys did some work down here while I was gone.
We've been busy.
You've been busy.
Yeah.
I made a little dent in the ground. You made a great big cavern.
We did some work. We took out about 1 ton today. And,
Excellent.
yeah, some really good looking stuff. The vein kind of pinched and swelled a little bit in some spots, but I think right where you were digging and panning, it continued down with some really nice oxidized purple stuff, and that's where the gold is.
Excellent. I found lots of gold in the little bit that I panned today, so you should do very well.
Awesome.
Well, there you go. I found California gold in an underground gold mine. Hard rock gold. I love this. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me that thumbs up. If I haven't earned your subscription yet, I hope I earned your subscription today. And a big thanks to everyone for watching, especially my patrons. Because as part of my patrons, I get to make these weekly episodes of Dan Hurd Prospecting. Make sure you check out Mount Baker Mining and Metals and Mine Operator.
Yes.
And see what kind of content they came up with today. Hope you're all having a great day. And until the next one, bye.
Bye.
Bye.